Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing out there? Today is Wednesday, February 19th. Today is FOMC meeting minutes day. At 1 p.m. time today, we have FOMC. Let's see what else is going on today. Looks like that is really kind of the only thing that affects us. Tomorrow we have unemployment at 7:30 a.m. Central. Other than that, not too much going on tomorrow. Well, I've taken 3 trades so far this morning. Here's the 7 o'clock central candle where this orange box starts. And we had this delta cross right around that time. And we ticked down here. I was looking for a tick down in the red zone, but I didn't get that. But we put in a lower high here in the green zone. The delta was still really weak at that point, so I went ahead and entered short. And normally, if I see this kind of thing happen, I'll stay in the trade until we have like a delta squeeze, or this first high or low here in this in the lower power zone when the delta gets down there, when we have that delta cross. So normally I would do that if I'm trading micros, but I'm trading minis today, so I'm trying to keep a shorter leash on it, and I just exited on this first tick up right here. And so on the first contract, I ended up getting 40 ticks out of that, and then the second one I took off right there, right when it broke that wick high. So 14 3/4 on that one. It looks like we're getting a drop right now. And then I was brushing my daughter's hair, so trying to get her ready to go on the bus. So I missed this. Otherwise, I probably would have taken this one long right here. And that would have hit 40 ticks. We got this tick down from the upper power zone. And at this point, the delta was still under the confirmation line. So, if it's crossing like this, I like to wait for the lower high. But since it was still fairly weak and below, I decided to take that, and I got ran over right away. But then we did put in that lower high with bearish divergence, so I entered back short. Got 40 ticks off of that. My second contract broke even. And here we are. So we did just put in this lower high with another weak delta. So this would have been another potential short opportunity here. But now that the delta is above the confirmation line, I typically don't like to take those at that point. Just because at that point you're normally transitioning into an uptrend, and so should be looking for longs at that point, even though that would have been a winner. And now that we did take out this wick low right here, there could be a long developing here. However, it looks like that delta is going to try to work its way back under the confirmation line. So we could be gunning for this wick low here. We did take this one out, so we'll see what it does here. On the higher time frames, I haven't really gone over that yet, but we are bearish on the 15. On the 5, we are currently bearish. And on the 3, we are bearish. So on the 3, this is a short right here. This 8:15 candle at close. Yeah, with this delta going under the confirmation line, I'm not really interested in taking this long from that lower power zone. This is also kind of looking like a bear flag to me. Wouldn't be surprised if we come back down and take out this other low here. Good morning, Stealth. Well, we got that tick up from the lower power zone, but at the same time, we're crossing under the confirmation line. So it's kind of an iffy spot right there. It's like a pivot point. It could go either way. And for that reason, I think I'm just going to stay away from that one. Like I said earlier, this is a short on the 3. And the 3 is still rolling over, so right now I am favoring a move to the downside. But I could be wrong. You say up, I say down. Well, at least for the short term here, that we could take out this low before we even open up. So we still got 7 minutes here. After we take out the low, I would be more interested in the long. There's that 825 candle pushing her down. Hey, K. John, good morning. Our ATR is sitting at a 25. It's a little higher than yesterday at this time, which is it's better news. All right, we're putting in our second tick up from that lower power zone. This could be the long here. I would rather it be a higher low. Another thing to point out is that we have both the signal and the delta near that lower power zone. And if we open there, then I do expect the first move to be to the upside. Just as I say that, it pops up here. Ay, ay, ay. I was hoping we'd come and take out that low first, and then maybe put in a higher low on the signal and then go up. But we still could do that. I wouldn't be surprised if they push down, take out this low, and then we shoot back up. Or it's just going to gun right out of the gate. Well, if we took that second tick up, where I said it could be the long, that definitely would have been a winner. We are open. It's a potential entry there on the 8. I'm still a little gun shy to enter there. If we take out this low and then put in more of like a delta squeeze tick up, I'd be more interested in going long on that. I just went long there on that wick low. $22,179.50. There's one contract off. I move the rest to break even. So now I just got a runner on. And I got stopped out at break even on my runner. Still a winner. We got the choppy delta in there. Something to watch for. All right, we're getting that tick up here. This is probably another long for me since we're tapering positive here. All right, I'm long. $22,199.50. All right, there's one contract off. I got a runner on now. Stealth is done for the day. Good job, Stealth. It's a nice feeling to have. Well, I'd say we pretty much called this one. Came down, took out that low, and flipped long there. That worked out beautifully so far. Good morning, Jay Waz. Yeah, we were both right. Leave my break even alone, market. There you go. Go up. Of course. Of course. Oh, man. The market just has to come down and take my break even out. I was going to exit on this tick down here, and I should have just pulled it right there. Oh, well. Still a winner. Jay Waz is trading Tesla today. Now, what is this crap? Good morning, Jason. Yeah, I'm still looking for longs too, Stealth. Nice job, Jawaz. Jawaz caught the entire open pop-up to his TP. I got a limit order sitting there at that low. See if I could get picked up on a wick. But now that we're ticking up from the lower power zone, I might have to just go ahead and enter long here. All right, I'm long. From 22,191. I don't like that delta. Probably should have just left my order there at the low. That delta is it's negative and it's falling back under the confirmation line. But hopefully we can get a little bit of a pop here. It was tapering at the time that we ticked up from the power zone, so got to get back above that 8. It's looking a little better. Yeah, I don't like this at all. I just pulled it right there. Nasty. Nasty. You know, with this delta, as thick as it is, there we go. See, it took out the low. My original order was sitting right there. I should have just left it there, but decided to take the tick up from the power zone since that came first. But the delta was telling us the whole time we're going down. So that was kind of a dumb entry there. Minus 12 1/4 on that one. Well, you know, if I left my order here, I might have got run over too. Let's see. Almost. But you know, we got the 15 pointed down, we got the 5 pointed down, we got the 3 pointed down. So kind of makes sense that she's still trying to fall. All right. Let's check out some of my other trades here. This one's kind of fun. This is TAO. My bot has scaled into here 1, 2, 3, 4 times. My first entry is up about 17%. My second entry is up about 15.5. My third entry about the same, and my fourth entry about 13.5 almost in rising. So that's pretty cool. This is my Trump bot. And this one just went all out right here. That's still a winner. And this one went all out right here. The power zone ticked down. And it looks like my Solana sold right here too. Those gains aren't as sexy as the Tau trade. That one's nice. All right, back to NQ. Well, the Delta is trying to turn up here after taking out that other low. It is positive. We have the 9 o'clock candle coming here in about 4 minutes. Yeah, they are certainly holding it back. And here is the 9 o'clock candle. Such a such a iffy spot here. If we get a tick up, it'll be a higher low, but we got the delta rolling over, so it's, I don't know. It's kind of borderline. We're in that area where they reversed yesterday. Well, we're so close to this 15-minute order block. I would assume we're going to tap into that. There we go. I think I just saw something dip. Yep, we just tapped into it. We got a pivot line sitting down here at 116. The 5-minute order block at 131. See how this delta was rolling over and getting thicker? That's what I was saying. If we got a tick up right there, it's, I don't know, it's not a scenario you really want to see if you're trying to go long. Yep, we are cruising down. Looks like we're going to hit the 5. It's too bad there wasn't a clear short entry before all of this. I mean, you could have maybe taken this, but I don't know. It's not great. My guess is we tap into this 5-minute order block and then potentially a long develops here. Stealth says, I guess the elevator is broken. They must be taking the stairs down. I know, I really don't like the slow grinds. The stairs. I prefer the elevator. Well, the delta is still heading down, so we still haven't tapped into the 5-minute order block. Oh, there we go. Just as I say that. Now we tapped into it. And the base of this 15-minute right there, that's actually the candle body consolidation on the 5. So right here, it's kind of the make it or break it area for me. Brian Hawkins, classic reversal pattern on the daily chart, huh? Let's check out the daily. Actually, without checking out the daily chart, let's just flip this 15-minute over to the daily. That might be easier to see. Well, on the daily, this here is a short. And if it pops back up in this upper power zone, if that ticks down, that is a short, but it's not ticking down yet. We got the delta climbing back above the confirmation line. So flip this back to the 15. Move this to the daily. So yeah, if we get a tick down here, that's a potential short on the daily after this dip down. That delta isn't giving it up yet. Still very aggressive to the downside. We're going to hit the pivot line. It's at 116.75. We did just put in a higher low on the signal. At 911. Delta starting to taper and turn up here. That's right in our zone. Just the fact that we were sitting in that 5-minute order block, I was thinking about going long on this this higher low on the signal, even though the delta's still kind of thick right there, but I figured I'll be more conservative and wait. Be nice to see the delta turn positive first. Curious though if that would have been a winner. Let's see. At 9:11, that would have been right here. Yeah, that would have been a winner at 40 ticks. Went as high as, well, it's still climbing. As high as 72 so far. Now the delta's turning positive. Well, that would have been a good entry right there. Now I got to try to jump on the running train. Still, if you caught that long, wish I did. So far, it's a decent move. Looks like the 8 would have been a good entry point as well right here. After we closed above, pulled back down at 132. I haven't been using the 8 for my entries lately. I probably should be doing that more. Got a tick down near the midline. Delta's still pretty weak right here. At the moment, but we'll see if we put in more of a double bottom. Back down to that 5-minute order block. Starting to flash a higher low here. In the green zone. Delta did just cross above the confirmation line. I'd prefer if that signal was pulled back a little lower. I don't like taking those higher lows near the midline. Keep in mind the 15, the 5, and the 3 are still pretty bearish. The Delta looks like it's threatening to roll over again here. I just took that long. From 143 approximately. Delta's starting to wake back up, and now we're starting to turn up a little bit. So close to hitting my target. Now we're back down to break even. Come on, bulls. You can do it. She's struggling a little bit. Delta's starting to turn negative again. All right, I just moved both contracts to break even just because we did get that tick down in there. So I basically have two runners at the moment with no take profit. We'll see how far we can get here. And if she really wants to move here, I'm not going to get in the way. Got the Delta still trying to head up. There we go. Now we're looking pretty good. There we go. Look at that. I'm still in two contracts on this. Hopefully it does not pull down from here. That would suck. Well, we got the anchored VWAP right here. Looks like some people are taking profit there at 175. It's not a bad place to take profit if you're trying to be conservative. But for me, I am waiting for the first tick down, which we have not got yet. Like I said, if it wants to run, I'm not going to get in the way. All right, I'm out. It's the first tick down from the power zone. And it looks like it took profit at 22,170. So that's 27 points for 2 contracts. So this is going to move to 6, and this is going to move to 68.75. Am I trailing my stop? Well, my trail is the signal line. So I was trailing it by the signal, basically. However, it looks like it would have been a little better to just take profit on that anchored VWAP. I would have done a little better. What VWAP am I using? That's the anchored VWAP anchored to the 7 a.m. candle, Central Time. So, see this orange box? That's the New York session. See, that's where it starts. It's anchored to the start of that session. And the blue is London, and that has its own anchored VWAP, which I don't think I have that one turned on. No, I don't have that one turned on. So see, if I come in here and click VWAP, it automatically will anchor a VWAP to that session. So now see, I got 2 blue lines on there. So for the London session, it starts here at 1 a.m. Central Time. And you'll see that one pull down, and then it stops right there at the beginning of the New York session. The other blue line is the standard VWAP that most other people use, but I like using the anchored VWAP. The nice thing about using the tick down as like your trail is that if it really wants to run, I mean, sometimes I've seen it run 3, 4, 500, 600 ticks before it ticks down. And so why would you want to get in the way of that? You know, it kind of, it's a good middle ground. The playbook talks about that. So lately what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take profit early on half of my contracts and then let the rest run with the signal line. And I do really like that approach. It seems like a really good middle ground. Because if it really wants to run, you can let it run. And if it doesn't want to go anywhere, you still, like here, that was a winner. This is a winner. That's a winner. That's a winner. Hybrid approach in my mind. I was thinking about going long on this one because we have the rising delta. It's a tick up above a rising delta, which is usually pretty good. I prefer if they're in the green zone though. When it's in the red zone, it's a little more risky. See how this one would have done, though, if we took that tick up. Maybe a tick away from my target there. Probably end up hitting it. Yeah, that would have hit right there at 40 ticks. Yeah, Sean. Yep, we got FOMC up. 1 Central Time. Now it's the minutes, so I always get confused, like which one is the big impact one? Aren't there like two? Like one's not as impactful as the other. I think the minutes is the less impactful one. Yeah, they can find ways to make them very impactful. Yeah, that is for sure. But regardless, we will be ready. You know, I found that even during FOMC, as long as you're following the signals, they all still work the same as always. There's just a little bit more volatility usually. So you might need a wider stop and might need to lower your position size, but it should still work. Well, we're making our way towards the VWAP here at 201. Yeah, the stops can be a problem if you don't widen them up and size down. You know, I always talk about that, but I tend to keep my 80 ticks. Just because usually if there's a winner, it's usually going to go almost right away with these signals. And if it's not, I would rather just take the 80 tick loss than widen that up even more. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on that. I know the most conservative thing to do would be to size down. I still have some trouble doing that though. I have a lot of good advice, but I don't always take my own advice. Put it that way. Do as I say, not as I do. And there it is. We just tap VWAP. Sean, were you the one that's in Duluth? It's kind of hard to keep some of you guys straight. One of you guys was in Duluth. Ah, no, you're in New Jersey. Hey, what's going on with the drones out there? Are those things still flying around? Have you seen any? A lot back in December, but not much since. Really. That is so weird. I still think that whole situation is just odd. You know, they came out and said that it was approved FAA, drone flights or whatever, but that doesn't explain, how you had, what was it, 3 weeks of them flying over military bases with restricted airspace, and, those weren't approved. They were trying to figure out what was going on with those. So I don't know. They're not telling us something about that. That's my opinion. Bunch of baloney, says Jay Waz. Right, I know. It's funny how as I get older, my trust in government and authority seems to be dwindling, getting less and less. Hashtag rebel trader. Right. I don't know how anybody could be against Doge. Like, what is wrong with people? How could you be against that? Like, I'm pretty sure 90% of the country would love that. It's just not on their it's not happening on their team, so all of those people are trying to find any excuse to not like it. I just don't understand. Who cares if he's the world's richest man? That should have nothing to do with it. You know, I welcome that. I mean, if he's got the resources and he's got the connections and the people that knows what they're doing and they can go and, you know, take all of that data and run it through their crazy AI technology to figure stuff out, I'm all for it. You know, Joe Blow's not going to have the resources to do that. It's probably why it's never been done so far. So why wouldn't you want that? You know, the guy is doing crazy stuff that nobody else has ever been able to do. He's got the track record to prove it. I don't know. You would think that the population would embrace a person like that. You know, like those types of people only come around every, you know, so often. The government exposure feels like when you lift up a rock and all the bugs scatter. Right, I know. That's so true. You know, and they're all complaining about invasion of privacy and this and that. It's like, well, what do you think our government has been, you know, doing since its existence? I mean, they have access to all of that data and nobody's complained before. You know, government employees have access to that data. And they're essentially government employees now, federal employees. It's no different. Yeah, that really turned around there at, you know, VWAP was, that is definitely a key level. You get a lower high in a power zone at VWAP. Generally speaking, no matter what the delta's doing, that could be a good short right there. That would have been right here. I should have just probably jumped in, but I didn't. Mostly because the delta didn't agree at the time. That's the thing. Like, it's one thing to have, you know, to have your solid cumulative delta setups, but when you're talking about like key levels like that, it a lot of times, as long as the delta isn't like super fat, those still end up playing out there. It's kind of like down here on this 5-minute order block. Once we tapped into it, we put in this higher low, and the delta did not agree at the time. It was still big and fat, but it's a key level, so you can still take those. And that's why I said I was debating whether or not I should take that at the time. I didn't. So that's one I missed there, and then obviously this one I missed. So key levels are an important factor. JWAS, way more will be exposed. Well, yeah, I mean, they're just getting started, you know? I mean, I think the next 4 years are going to be pretty mind-boggling. This is just the beginning. And I am all for a stir-up because, you know, what we've been doing for decades and decades is not working, obviously. We need to stir the pot. We need to switch things up. We need a new game plan. Well, I think I'm going to go get a refill and be right back. We got the 10 o'clock candle here in 50 seconds. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because we're going to get a tick up from the power zone here, and I'm going to miss a long. We'll wait for that. All right, just went long there. 22, 160, 75. There's one contract off. Move my runner to break even. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, JWAS, that was a filet mignon. That's the thing. I would have missed that if I ran and got coffee right there. It's funny how that happens to me a lot. And it usually happens a lot when I have the kids around. And my daughter will come in and say, "Hey, can you make me breakfast?" or, you know, whatever. And it's always like right before the signal. And then I walk back in and miss it. The thing that gave me confidence in this one was, well, number one, our delta was clearly above the confirmation line. Confirmation line is headed up. We dropped from the top, ticked up from the lower power zone, and we took out we took out this low here. So there's a little liquidity sweep that happened there. And it's on top of this 15-minute order block. So it all lines up. Tell her, yes, I will make you a filet mignon. Beautiful. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and close this right here. That's 34 3/4 points on my last contract there. So that makes this move to 6. Or wait, did I update that already? No, I didn't. So this is 1. This is 34 3/4. Is that what I said that was? Yeah, 34.75. So this moves to 7, and this moves to 103.5. All right, now I'm going to go get coffee. I'll be right back. Brian Hawkins, well said. Tommy, got to run. Careful of the Fed minutes today. All right, Brian, thanks for stopping by. And we'll catch you later. Well, you know, it's 10 o'clock. Things are probably going to slow down here for a little bit, is my guess. So I got some other things I got to take care of today, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. And maybe I'll be back for FOMC at 1 if you guys are going to be around. Possibly. We'll see. I got some other stuff going on, so we will see. Otherwise, good luck, and we'll check you guys later. All right.
I said certified trend, watch that V-Bot stick. Trade so clean, got my profits real thick. Yeah, I use that VWY, volume weighted, that's the map. Hit my levels, never cap, big green candles, watch them stack. I'm in the zone, got my setup tight. VWL bouncing, entry right. Big lot size, no scalper life. Trend is strong, I hold all night. Market open, watch the tape, liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend and I decide. Be broke by magnet, price aligns. Catch that dip, now watch it climb. Yeah, I use that you get volume weighted, that's the map. Trend confirm, I let it clap. Catch that move. No looking back, the gift I see it clean. Delta rising, bulls and steam. Volume high, trend is mean. New day high, that's routine. Markets wild, stay composed. Bounce, I double dose. Risk is tight, reward is vast. Let it run, no exit fast. Free market plan already set. If it's weak, then short's the bet. Buy is strong, but I'll adapt. Trade what's real, don't get trapped. No emotions, risk defined. Volvo telling me it's time. Big green candles, money stacked. Trade that volume, never lack. Market open, watch the tape. Liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, it gon' set my fate. If it holds, I'll let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Market open, watch the tape. Liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, I'll let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Why day chop, I step with pride. Midday chop with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Vibe by magnet, price aligns. Catch that dip, now watch it climb. No emotions, risk defined. Volvo telling me it's time. Big green candles, money stacked. Trade that volume, never lack. Never lack. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look back, momentum shift, I see it clean. Delta rising, bulls and steam. Volume high, trend is mean. New day high, that's routine. Markets wild, stay composed. Bounce, I double dose. Risk is tight, reward is vast. Let it run, no exit fast. Pre-market plan already set. If it's weak, then short's the bet. Buy is strong, but I'll adapt. Trade what's real, don't get trapped. Vibes keeps me sane. Baseline price, it runs the game. Overextended, I refrain. Wait for retest, then I claim. No emotion, hits get fine. Baseline price, it runs the game. Overextended, I refrain. Wait for retest.